What is your American dream?
My American dream is for everyone to walk around freely and comfortable and not being afraid to show who they are.
My American dream is to help my people from my community.
My American dream is for people to be aware of different cultures and traditions and to be respectful of each other, of all those differences, because America is actually built by immigrants. We are all immigrants in this country.
My American dream is to continue doing what I'm doing and educating people about who we are as Mexicans, what we have to contribute to this country, and we are part of this country. Let's not forget that.
My American dream is for everybody to know that I'm not a bad man, that I'm really capable to do a lot of stuff in the best way possible, always with love, with respect, and with that passion that is a characteristic of us Mexicans.
Everyone has a right to the American dream. Welcome, everybody. It's Brad Show Live. My name is Brad Bernstein. It is Monday, November 2nd. In about 24 hours, 25 hours, maybe 26 hours from now, probably 26 hours from now, it's 6 p.m. here, New York Standard Time. And 26 or 27 hours from now, definitely 27, most likely 26. Depending on where you are, the polls for the presidential election will be closing. And if you watch CNN says our next president of the United States of America is going to be Joe Biden. But if you watch Fox News says we're going to have President Trump for 4 more years. It's like we're watching two different worlds, two different polls. We don't know what's going to happen. Maybe somewhere out in the Ethernet, Yo-Yo and Vanessa knows what's going to happen. Not asking you who you want to be president of the United States. That is not my question today, because we know you've made it very clear, both of you. I've made it very clear who we want to be the president. I am now asking you, who do you think is going to be the president of the United States come Wednesday morning, November 4th? Obviously, Donald Trump will be the president through January, the first week of January. But who do you believe? I'm putting you both on the line, 24 hours out.
Yeah, this is so on the spot.
From the election. Yo-Yo.
I'm all about manifestation and putting things in the air. So I say Joe Biden is going to win.
You say Joe, and that is your belief, not what you wish. That's your belief.
It's manifestation and putting positivity into the air.
Okay,
Joe Biden's going to win.
Got it. Vanessa, who do you believe is going to win?
I'm really nervous just because, well, Brad, you guys know I work in the city. There's a lot of, on Madison Avenue, Fifth Avenue, they have us boarding up a lot of the retail locations. People really nervous about what the results will be. Either way, it's tough. I'm going to manifest with Yo-Yo, but I'm actually really nervous.
And the answer is, who do you believe is going to win the election? No pivoting and answering a different question about boarded up stores. We're going to talk about that shortly. Biden.
Yes.
Vanessa says Biden.
How about you?
Biden.
Good. Yeah, really?
I really do. I don't think pollsters could be that stupid and get it wrong 2 elections in a row. I really believe that pollsters are asking better questions than they did 4 years ago when they had Hillary Clinton as the winner, and it turns out there was silent Trump support. The silent Trump support being that people said they were either undecided or people said that they were voting for Clinton when they would walk into the voting booth and pull the lever for Trump. I believe that pollsters, hopefully, know better this time around. And almost every poll outside of basically some right-wing Fox News, Breitbart polling companies has Biden winning. And we're going to talk about it shortly. So I'm going to manifest this way, Yo-Yo and Vanessa. I got to believe that professional pollsters who got it all wrong 4 years ago are smarter than my gut or your gut or anybody else's gut. And what you see is what you get, which is every poll saying Biden's going to win. So I'm going to manifest with that as well. I'm going to go with the pollsters. I'm going to believe that they know what they're doing.
All right.
All right. With that, let's say hello to the squad. By the way, we're going to put up a poll. And Yo-Yo and Vanessa, I'm really curious while I'm saying hello to the squad, okay, before you get into the, share and like and thumbs up, let me know what some of the squad thinks, who they think. Not who they want. I know the squad wants Biden, but who they think is going to win. And if
we need.
And by the way, squad, when you tell me who you think's going to win, just don't say Biden or Trump, because that's a weasel way out. Tell me why. Give me a good reason why you think. I gave you a good reason. My good reason was that the pollsters can't get it wrong 2 elections in a row. These guys and ladies are smart, and I believe that they're saying Biden, and they're not going to get it wrong 2 times in a row because they're educated. This is what they study. They know what to ask, and they're saying Biden's going to win. Yo-Yo says, I'm just going with the metaphysical, paranormal, spiritual, karma. And I just got to believe in positive energy, I guess, right? That's your manifestation.
The only reason why I'm saying that is because low-key, I hate to say it, but I am afraid that Trump might win.
Well, Yo-Yo, don't even put that. Don't even, Yo-Yo, don't even.
You keep on asking, you keep on bringing it up.
Don't put it out into that world. You just said I'm thinking positive, man. You just came off your starring role as Alexander Hamilton, and Yo-Yo comes up with his manifestation proclamation, and then he changes it 5 seconds later.
He's not changing it. I'm
not changing it. Right.
I think
we did our part.
I think Biden's going to win. All right, let's say hello to the squad. Dion Watson, hey, how are you? Marcia Abella, hello. Marlene, Own Boss Sweetness, up, squad up. Jessica Kalimi, squad up. Ari, Evan LeBoy, squad up, how are you? And who else we got here? Dion Watson, squad up. Dion Reed, how are you? Joan Erica, what's going on? Lisa Bling and Marcia McCullough, squad up. Ann Price, Stephen Wiener, squad up. Dawn Harriet, squad up. And Sam British with the question. We'll get back to you in a little bit. What's going on, Dembasau? We see you watching. And Carol Anderson, the Tiger, never misses a show on YouTube. Nobody likes to say hello. Rosanna Tagliabue, what's up with that? What's up with that? Maybe I should refresh my
I
screen.
refreshed too.
Yeah, what's up with that? Well, Rosanna Tagliabue, part of the crew, squad up. Vanessa Contreras, also AKA the beautiful unicorn, squad up. And by the way, what are people saying? What are people saying in the comment section, Yo-Yo and Vanessa?
So I see somebody said, I agree with you, Yo-Yo. That's a scary reality. That's what Don Harriet said. Tanisha Ellis said Trump, he's going to rig the election. Oof.
Wow. That's a lot of, just, movie playing in your head. Okay.
Right.
He's going to rig the election. Maybe he will. I haven't seen any factual evidence to say he's going to be rigging the election.
Marcia's nervous with me too.
Right. And everybody's nervous from what happened in 2016 when they thought, we all went to bed and said Hillary Clinton's going to be the president. We woke up to a nightmare. You know, we still haven't woken
See,
up to
that's,
that.
Lived
that's
it
what
for
I'm.
4
so,
years.
so that's why everybody's terrified.
Right.
But I'm going to talk about in about 3 minutes what to be watching for tomorrow, and you'll know what's happening by 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock at night, whether we know whether or not, just from a few states. So I'm going to talk about that in a few minutes.
Erica, the pollster got it wrong the last time, and I am shaky.
All right, let's have some positive what'd you call it? The manifestation proclamation.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right,
That's all we
Yo-Yo.
got right now.
All right, Yo-Yo, Vanessa, take it away.
All right, everybody. Thank you guys all for actually talking to us. Like we said, we love the interaction. So still, let us know, who do you think is going to win, Biden or Trump, and why? Don't just throw in Biden and Trump. All right, so now for all social media platforms, I need you all to please join the Brad Squad on Facebook. You're going to get a lot of different videos that we won't put on other social media sites, but most importantly, you're going to be able to throw in your question anytime throughout the day. If you're waking up early for work and you need to throw in your question, or you just remember during your lunch break but the show isn't on, throw in your question into the VIP page. All you have to do is go into the search engine and say Brad Squad, and this is on Facebook. We will accept it. You just have to click that little join button. All right, now sharing is caring on Facebook. We need you guys all to share. All right. This is the first day of the week. This is the first day that we're the first show from November. So we need to let everybody know that we are still consistent. We are still coming on. So the only way we could do that is for you guys to hit that share button, hit the share button and throw it into other people's inbox. Make it a personal message to them. You could throw it on your page, throw it on your friend's page, throw it in different groups, copy the link and send it in a whole text message blast. You could throw in, make just like a whole group of people that you're going to know is going to be wanting to watch the show. You can throw it into them right when we go live. Be like, hey, our show is live. Let's go into the comment section. All right. Now, please, speaking of the comment section, please throw in all your questions right now. It's the beginning of the show. So if you do that, your question will more than likely get answered. But we get so many, but we need you to throw it in now. That's the reason why we need y'all to throw it in early. And like I said, the interaction, we love the questions, the comments, anything that you guys want to talk about. We love to hear from you guys. Also, please throw in all those emojis, like the page, like the video, like love, smiley face, wow face, mad face, whatever you're feeling. Please show the emotions and the emojis onto the video. And last but not least, we need you guys to please hit that button, that little bell that shows you or tells you anytime we come on. It will be a notification in your right in your notifications. It will show that Brad Show Live has come on, and that's the only way you're going to know when we're on. All right, because we do pop-ups every week now. So you have to know, in order to find out when we're coming on, you have to hit that little bell notification button. All right, Ness-Quick, what are we going to do on YouTube?
On YouTube Squad, you should already be subscribed to our channel. Make sure that you turn on the notification bell. Like Yo-Yo said, we do have pop-ups now, so you want to make sure that you know exactly when Brad Show is live. So by turning on the notification bell, it'll let you know when Brad Show is live Monday through Friday, and you do not want to miss it. So that's basically your reminder to let you know that your immigration questions are ready to be answered throughout the week. As well, I'm looking on YouTube. You guys already know I'm going to come for y'all. I need those thumbs up, y'all. So by giving us the thumbs up, it lets people know that there's great things happening on this channel. They should check it out. It lets YouTube know that there's beautiful things happening on this channel and you guys should be tuning in. You already know how much knowledge and value we bring to you guys every day, and Brad is here to answer your questions for free. So need you guys to share. Let's get those views up on YouTube, and you can press the share button and copy the link, share it into a WhatsApp group, share it in a text message, share it in a Facebook group that you're a part of. Let people know that the best immigration show on YouTube is on right now, and that you could be the source to connect them to the answers to their immigration questions. You never know when there's someone out there that needs the help that we provide here, and by you sharing, you connect them to the channel. Make sure to leave your comments in the comment section. We're looking out for this. Biden or Trump? What do you guys think and why? So let's talk about it in the comment sections. I'm on YouTube taking a look at that. So make sure that we subscribe, we share, we like, and we comment. You can also find us on Instagram at Brad Show Live. If you are introducing someone new to the show, we do always put the best snippets of our show on Instagram. So if you can't catch a full 2 hours of Brad Show Live, tune into Instagram where we have the best snippets of our show. You can also direct message your questions on Instagram throughout the day. Our squad is always looking out for that behind the scenes. So make sure that you follow us there and that you like, comment, and of course, send your messages in the direct message via Instagram. Now, without further ado, let's get into some positive schmoozy with that.
All right, first of all, Donald Farquharson with a question. Is public charge suspended? Public charge is not suspended. What has been suspended is the Form I-944 for the second time in about 5 weeks. Today in Northern District Federal Court in Illinois granted a summary judgment and injunction for the plaintiffs against the Trump administration. They sued, claiming that the I-944 and all the new public charge rules violate the APA, the Administrative Procedures Act. We always say it all the time, mandamus, APA, all the time. That's what we're always filing here for our clients. Well, a group of people filed it in Northern District. They said, we're not going to do this 9444. It violates our rights. The government, the Trump administration, made these rules and regulations in violation of their own rules and regulations, in violation of the Immigration Nationality Act. The federal court in Northern Illinois agreed with the plaintiffs, and for the second time in 5 weeks, we're back to the old laws, the old laws from the Clinton era, which is as long as you're 125% above the poverty level, 3 years tax returns, a job letter, a bank letter, and let's call it a day. Well, hopefully, it is this injunction continues indefinitely. Hopefully, Biden wins, and we never, ever, ever have to mention the Form I-944 again. So as of today, we're back to the old laws again. We'll see what happens shortly. Meanwhile, as we said, Yo-Yo and Vanessa, it's the day before the presidential election, and Biden and Trump, they're making their last appeals. Trump traveled to Michigan, Iowa, North Carolina, Georgia, and Florida in one weekend. Joe Biden, he campaigned in Ohio and Pennsylvania. The United States Postal Service has recorded another drop in ballot deliveries, stoking anxiety as the election nears. However, the Texas Supreme Court has also denied a petition by the Republicans seeking to invalidate 127,000 drive-through votes, which are presumably mostly Democrat because it is in the Houston area. Now, meanwhile, Americans are shattering the early voting records. Nearly 93 million people have already voted. Have you guys voted?
Yep, I did early voting.
Yep.
You did? Did you
Right
go vote
in
in
Harlem.
person?
Yeah,
Okay.
a long line.
Really? My son, he went the other day to Madison Square Garden. He said it was 30 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh.
And
that's
Vanessa,
not bad.
did you vote early?
Yeah, I did the drop. I dropped it
box.
off.
Yeah, I did. I did the drop too. About 2 weeks ago, I did it.
Yeah,
So
mine was last
hopefully
week.
my vote is being counted. Although I have a little fear because I forgot what my signature is supposed to look like. So I hope they see it and they go, "Yep, that's the guy's signature." Because I always change my signatures all the time, so I got a little scared. But I'm sure my vote will be counted.
That's the one.
I'm sure.
Yeah. Meanwhile, it's almost twice as many pre-election votes as were cast in 2016. According to the U.S. Elections Project, a turnout tracking database run by the University of Florida professor Michael McDonald. McDonald calculates that nationally, voters have cast nearly 68% of the votes counted in the 2016 election. Hawaii and Texas has already surpassed their entire 26 total vote count, and we haven't even reached election day yet. Is that amazing?
Wow. That's amazing.
Now, here is Bradshaw Live's guide to watching the election tomorrow. It's going to be a spectator sport tomorrow. Okay, everyone's going to be home, glued to their TV.
Like political Olympics.
Right, it's like the political Olympics. So the number one contest is obviously President of the United States of America. Now, if Biden wins Florida, Georgia, or North Carolina, most likely, 99%, he is going to be the President of the United States. So if you see the early returns coming in that Biden is going to win one of those three states, Florida, Georgia, or North Carolina, it is extraordinarily likely that Joe Biden is going to be our president. If you see because it's going to come down to 5 states.
Mm-hmm.
5 states. Biden needs to win Florida, Georgia, or North Carolina. It doesn't matter what happens in the rest of the, I mean, it does matter, but we're going to presume that the Democratic states are going to vote Democrat, the Republican states are going to vote Republican. Biden will have enough electoral votes coming out of Florida or Georgia or North Carolina to be the president, assuming everything else stays the same from 2016, that the states that went for Clinton, and the states that went for Trump. Now, if at the end of the night, he has not won Florida, Georgia, or North Carolina, it's going to come down to Pennsylvania and Arizona. Pennsylvania and Arizona will not be declaring a winner tomorrow because they have a lot of votes to still count. So nobody is expecting Pennsylvania or Arizona tomorrow night to declare who their state winner is. But if Biden wins Florida, he doesn't need all 3, just one of the 3. Florida, Georgia, or North Carolina, it doesn't matter what happens in Pennsylvania and Arizona. Biden is going to be the winner, according to Bradshaw Live. Now,
okay.
Number 2, it's not just the president. What is also going to be in control, what they're voting for, is control of the United States Senate. Because if Donald Trump wins, but the Democrats control the U.S. Senate, they will be able to have a firewall against the policies of Donald Trump. They will have the Democratic House, which nobody's expecting. Everyone's expecting the Democrats to still have the House. And then they will have, if they have a majority in the Senate, they will have a firewall against the policies of Donald Trump and the Republicans. Vanessa, what happened to your head? And, there you are. And also, they will have the ability, if they choose to start impeachment proceedings against Trump again if he does something else as dumb and unlawful as he did the first 4 years. So the Senate is, obviously the presidency is the most important, but everybody is going to be watching what happens in the Senate. So now the Democrats are likely to lose 1 seat, and that's the seat in Alabama, and they're expecting that to flip to Republicans. Then they would need 5 seats. 5 seats, assuming Donald Trump is the winner, 4 if Biden is the winner, because they need 4 to make it 50-50. The vice president cast the vote to make it 51-50. So 4 votes makes it 50-50. 5 seats to the Democrats put them in control. They need 5 Democratic seats to take control of the Senate. Right now, Democrats are leading over 4 Republican incumbents in Arizona, Colorado, Maine, and North Carolina. If the pollsters are right, that means that the Democrats, whether Biden wins or not, needs 1 more Senate seat to take control of the Senate. There are 5 additional races that are happening right now that are too close to call in Iowa, Montana, South Carolina, and both Senate seats in Georgia. So even if Donald Trump is the winner, we can still be okay in the world, not as okay if Biden is the winner, obviously, if the Democrats are able to take control of the Senate.
The Senate.
That is something that is extraordinarily important as well. Obviously, all eyes are on the presidency, but if the Democrats can wrest the control of the Senate away from the Republicans, they're already leading in 4. There's 5 other races that it's a tie right now. They need to flip 1 or 2 of those. And then they control both the House of Representatives and the Senate. Trump cannot pass any laws. And there is a firewall against the Trump policies. And quite frankly, a majority of Democrats who are probably going to want to impeach Trump anyway. So that is very, very important as well. The Democrats are expected to keep majority of the House of Representatives. There are some state initiatives going on, some popular economic initiatives that are being put up to the voters. Several states are going to be considering ballot initiatives intended to reduce economic inequality, including a measure to establish a $15 minimum wage in Florida, a step toward a more progressive income tax in Illinois, higher taxes on the rich in Arizona, and an increase in property taxes on businesses in California. Abortion in Colorado is on the ballot. Voters are going to decide whether to ban abortions after 22 weeks. Many red states have such laws, but Colorado will become the most liberal state to ban abortion after 22 weeks if it passes. Puerto Rico is on statehood election in Puerto Rico. They are going to be voting whether the Puerto Ricans are going to be voting whether or not they want to become the 51st state. Now, if they do, that doesn't mean they become the 51st state. It still has to pass the House of Representatives, the Senate, 2/3 of the state legislatures, but it would be the first step that Puerto Rico takes to become a state of a very long process. In California, Uber and Lyft are on the ballot.
Oh.
Yes, because right now, Uber and Lyft treat their drivers as independent contractors. So each driver is basically running their own business. They don't get health benefits. They don't get unemployment. They don't get any benefits from Lyft or Uber because it's basically like they're running their own independent businesses.
They're
in
1099s.
California, there is an initiative that would basically make Uber and Lyft pay their drivers a living wage and also a be on the book salary. Actually, the initiative is to take them off the books and put them back to independent. Actually, I got it wrong. To put them back to independent contractors. And finally, in Arizona, Mississippi, Montana, New Jersey, and South Dakota, if you like to smoke weed, this is your election, man. Marijuana is on the ballot.
Lift that ballot.
Marijuana is on the ballot to legalize marijuana in Arizona, Mississippi, Montana, New Jersey, and South Dakota. Oh, and Oregon and Washington, D.C. is not only are they already legalized marijuana in Oregon and Washington, D.C., but now they're also on the ballot to ease restrictions on the magic mushroom.
Oh.
So if you like the magic mushroom, perhaps if you live in Washington, Oregon, you would want to vote as well.
Right. So, Brad.
Yes.
And this is something that, I've talked about as well. Jessica Leamy was saying, I was told the popular votes won't count. It's the Electoral College that counts. So, like with what you had said, with everything, even if Biden does take some of those states, now, is this for the popular vote, just like how Hillary Clinton won the popular vote last?
No, you have to look at the Electoral College as a state-by-state election. So instead of like in a normal democracy, people come and a majority of the people in one particular country vote for this person wins. In the United States of America, we are running 50 individual contests in each state, winner take all, except in Nebraska and Maine, where you can split the Electoral College. But in 48 of the 50 states, it's winner take all. So in each state, there is an individual election. And whoever wins the majority in that particular state, that state sends the electors to go vote for that particular presidential candidate. This goes back to the days of Alexander Hamilton, when there was no internet or telephone. So they didn't know, when people would vote, how the hell would anybody know who won?
That makes sense.
So what they would do is they would have state elections, and the state would say to the electors, the winner is so-and-so. Get on your horse, gallop to Washington, D.C., and be our representative and say in Washington, D.C., the winner of the state is so-and-so.
Right.
Now electors, I mean, it's, now they've outrun their usefulness because we don't need to get on a horse. We all have an internet now, but back to what, so why do we still have it? Exactly. But that's really where it came from, because nobody would know who won each particular state.
Yeah.
And that's why.
Say it like that.
And that's why the electors get together, I think, to the end of November, early December, and they actually confirm the winner at that point. But we all know who won ahead of time anyway.
Right. All right.
Meanwhile, a group of Stanford University economists created a statistical model to estimate that there have been at least 30,000 coronavirus infections. 700 people have died as a result of 18 Trump campaign rallies. The numbers compared the 18 counties where Trump held rallies with as many as 200 counties with similar demographics where there were no rallies. Now, all of these events took place between June 20th and September 12th. And if there was ever an indictment on Donald Trump, here it is. He don't give a rat's ass about you. Because if he did, he would not have been killing 700 people and infecting 30,000 people just to get reelected.
Right.
And in irony meets ridiculousness meets you deserve it meets karma's a bitch.
Uh-oh.
Donald Trump will be watching the election surrounded by a wall in which he's inside of it. Federal authorities are putting into place an entire non-scalable wall around the White House in preparation of protests for the election day. If it wasn't sad, I would laugh. How sad that we are in 2020 that the President of the United States has to put up walls to protect himself from the people he's representing.
Yeah.
And
this has never been seen ever before.
And how ironic that he's the one who is actually in the cage, sort of.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
This is the first time they've ever had to do this, no?
Yes. Now, as CNN
Doesn't that tell the public something?
It says all you
all
need
be concerned.
It says all you need to know. It says all you need to know. Meanwhile, there is rumors that Donald Trump, before the final results come in, he's going to declare that he's the winner, even if the outcome has not been determined. Speaking to reporters on Sunday evening, Trump denied that he would declare victory prematurely. He says, I think it's a terrible thing when ballots can be collected after an election. I think it's a terrible thing when states are allowed to tabulate ballots for a long period of time after the election is over. You know what's a terrible thing? Not having my vote counted. That is a terrible thing.
And illegal.
Right? That's the terrible thing. But
right.
I'm glad that news report came out, because I could almost assure you that Donald Trump was going to declare victory. But now, because that news report came out, he's not going to be able to as much, because, the cat's out of the bag or whatever it is.
What would that have done?
It just makes things inevitable. It was like when George Bush and Al Gore won, and Bush beat Gore by a couple hundred votes in Florida. When Bush won Florida by about 700 or 800 votes and there was going to be a recount, George Bush stood up and said, I'm the winner. And it started a snowball effect. It became fait complete, even though there was a recount going on. It gets into everybody's psyche. It gets into the psyche of judges, who, by the way, should never be deciding on our election. The judges, Supreme Court decided on who the President of the United States was going to be in the year 2000. The Supreme Court decided who the president was going to be. 9 people who were never elected. That's our democracy. Isn't that terrible? Think about it.
What?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, the Supreme Court. There was a contested election. It went up to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court said Bush wins, Gore loses, and they used some arcane legal, shenanigans about equal protection under the law and ballots.
Oh, wow.
But you know what? The Supreme
Some
Court
sort
should
of
not
fluff
be.
there.
The Supreme Court should not be involved
At all.
at all. What should happen, in my humble Uncle Brad opinion, is if there is a contested election and we don't know who the winner is, it should be decided by our representatives that we did vote for, who we
Yeah.
put into Congress. It should be decided by Congress and the Senate who
I
the
agree.
next president should be. It should not be decided by 9 people that never got elected. But that's what's
Right.
going to happen here. That's what's going to happen here. So if there is a contested election, and if it's close, for sure, there will be a contested election, there's going to be individual lawsuits coming out of each individual state. So there'll be a lawsuit for Florida, there'll be a lawsuit for Ohio, a lawsuit for whatever state. And all of those states have to, they have to decide who's the winner in each of those states. All of those lawsuits are going to end up in the Supreme Court.
Oh.
And the Supreme Court's going to decide all these individual state lawsuits on who won each particular state. Which is why, by the way, Trump was rushing in Amy Barrett Comey. Amy Barrett, not Comey.
Yeah.
Amy Barrett,
Amy,
the new Supreme. Amy Comey Barrett. I got confused. Amy
Yes,
Comey Barrett.
Amy
I knew I
Barrett,
was getting her
yeah.
name wrong. Because he wants a Republican to decide in his favor. He didn't want a 4-4. All right.
Sick.
We'll see tomorrow. We'll talk more about this tomorrow.
Oh,
but most
man.
importantly, right now, it's Fuzzy Monday, guys.
Yeah, I was waiting for this.
This always makes me laugh.
Yeah, I think we deserve a good laugh.
All right. So,
God deserves a good laugh.
so perhaps
Yeah.
you may have heard of owners and their pets looking alike. Well, as Gerard Gatherings has proved with his game, Do You Look Like Your Cat? Cats are now no exception to the rule. Gatherings shared 10 pairs from the game with Insider, from cute kittens to cats with intimidating side eyes and everything in between. Gatherings began photographing pets and animals in 2008, and after he brought home his very
wow.
own puppy named Baxter. All the felines and humans featured in the series are basically twins. Gatherings told
This is
Insider, for me,
amazing.
a domestic pet is no less beautiful. They all look alike. Let's go through
They
all.
all look so
Oh
much
my God,
alike.
this guy looks.
With their
That
hoodie.
guy looks exactly. Yep. That's funny.
Wow.
all of
Yeah,
them.
that's hilarious.
Huh.
This
This
is
one's the
They
little
did
baby.
good.
This one
This
is the
was
best
good.
one. The little kid with the. Oh, that's one pretty good too. They're all funny.
This
Meanwhile-
is
These are all
great.
really good.
I love that.
I like them.
that was
that was
awesome.
Yes.
Yeah.
Puts a smile on your face for Fuzzy Monday, right?
Right.
Saying after all the Trump talk, we
Yeah.
don't know, manifestation, like reality, who knows? It's 2020. Things are weird.
Meanwhile, a pit bull
Yeah.
puppy that was rescued from the brink of death has been reunited with his rescuer, and the pup can't be any happier. Joey Wagner, a Marine from Nova Scotia, went above and beyond the call of duty when he rescued a pit bull puppy that was at the brink of death. Wagner came across the mange-infested pup and acted quickly. I don't even know what that word means. Mange-infested pup? Okay, new word for Uncle Brad. It's an infected, infested pup. I never heard that. Okay. He brought him to the vet for an immediate care, and thankfully his quick thinking saved the pup's life. The medical team named the pup Mojo because of his luck in life, and they loved him so much they didn't want Mojo to be adopted out traditionally. So they naturally reached out to someone very special to see if Wagner would open up his home to Mojo. It was obvious that he already opened up his heart. When Wagner came back to the clinic to see his new puppy, he was greeted in a very special way. Let's see, do we have a video of how he was greeted?
Yeah.
We have a video? Do we?
Yeah, let's see. They're playing it.
Yeah. Now, Mojo's 3 years old and doing great. He lives happily with
Oh,
Wagner,
damn.
and his family is very happy. And rumor has it, he is a very spoiled doggy.
Oh, I love that.
Meanwhile, a sanctuary in England made a dating profile for a lonely otter who lost his mate, and now he's found love again. Even the otters in this world are finding love. Harris, a 10-year-old Asian short-clawed otter, at the Corner Seal Sanctuary in Cornwall, England, lost his partner Apricot after she died. Harris suddenly found himself alone. The team created Harris an online dating profile. The profile read, "I'm very attentive. I love to cuddle. I'm a very good listener. I will love you like no other otter." Harris came to the sanctuary in 2016. Luckily, there was an otter that answered the ad. His name is Pumpkin, and he was at the Sea Life Scarberry Sanctuary, and they recently put Pumpkin and Harris together. We have videos of that, or just pictures, I guess.
Well, that makes me feel good that an otter can find love before I can.
Well, Dr. Love, we'll check in on you on Wednesday. See if you have any luck. You have luck in the chat, bud.
We'll see.
There you go.
In otter news, an aggressive turkey that terrorized.
See what you did there, Brad.
You like that one? An aggressive turkey that terrorized a California neighborhood for months was captured by a wildlife expert who disguised herself as an elderly lady. That's right. Gerald the turkey, a frequently sighted wild bird in Oakland, was causing total mayhem because he was attacking old people. So this very, very smart wildlife expert said, "I'm going to dress up as an old lady and I'm going to catch this turkey." She said, her name is Rebecca Dimtrick. She said, "I baited him with blueberries, kibble, sunflower seeds. Then my husband actually had to run down to the truck and I was left alone with the turkey in an old lady outfit." Dimtrick said she baited Gerald into charging at her, giving her an opening to grab him by the scruff of his neck in a way that did not harm the bird. So that was using your Halloween costume to get the wild turkey.
Turkeys are so ugly.
Isn't that ironic? They are. All right, I have three. I got three left. 1, 2, 3.
Ness-Quick.
Pull out a number.
Ness-Quick.
1, 2, 3.
That's Ness-Quick's job.
Ness-Quick.
Boss lady.
1, 2.
I always pick 3.
All right, well, Stefan's a 28-year-old brown bear that is quite well known in Russia for being abandoned as a cub and later being raised by humans before starting a successful career as a bear model.
Whoa.
Svetlana and Yuri Pantelenko adopted Stefan when he was a little cub and domesticated him. Nowadays, Stefan is not only a friendly and human-loving bear, but also a model for the famous Russian photographer Mila Zandova.
Wow.
Mila often features Stefan in her fairy tale-inspired scenes that will most likely remind you of a Disney movie. Various models have flown from around the world and waited even as long as 5 years just to have a chance to work with Stefan the bear. And to create an even further illusion of a fairy tale, most of the models are posing in traditional Russian dresses. Mila said most foreigners have very few associations with Russia, so a photo shoot with a bear sounds nearly impossible or bizarre. However, the girls in the national Russian costumes look amazing, and next to such a large beast, it really does seem like a fairy tale. Does that seem like
feel like a bear could be trained?
Does that seem like a fairy tale? Or does that seem like...
They look like fairy tales.
They look like fairy tales?
Yeah, look at
they
it.
They do.
Yep.
But I'm wondering if you could really train a bear.
Yeah, it's like Disney pictures or something.
I'm wondering, Vanessa, if we could set you up with one of these photo shoots, if you would kiss the bear like that, one of that bottles right there.
Would you do it?
I don't know. I like the one where he's just kind of standing over me, but even so, one right here,
What do you think? What do you think? Kissing that hairy bear.
I don't know if it's really, my preference. So still a little shook. I don't trust them.
It's Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah.
That's exactly who it is. That's exactly who it is.
All right, so that's our Fuzzy Monday, guys. Why don't you tell everyone what they need to do while I get ready to stretch and answer your immigration questions?
Absolutely. Well, that was pretty fuzzy. I hope that you guys enjoyed that. But now what we need y'all to do is start your watch parties. It's so easy. All you have to do is go and press share, then more options, and then start your watch party. It will take the video from our page to your page. You will be the host. You make sure that you put in a caption saying exactly what the show is about so everybody understands what it is, because it is going to send a notification to all your friends that are online right now. So start your watch parties. Now, also, sharing is still caring. We still need you guys to share. We need those numbers to go up, all right? It takes nothing but 2 seconds to click that share button. I need you to share it to anyone's page. You can share it in an inbox, copy the link, send it in a text message blast, whatever you're going to do. I just need you guys to do it, because this is the way that we can get the show out to the entire world. We can't just do it with our pages. All right. I've shared it about 10 times already. The same people on my friends list are going to see it, but you have different friends from all over the world. So the only way we can get this out is if you share. So please, please, please share. Now, also throw in your questions, your comments, everything in the comment section. Also, of course, interaction. We love when you guys talk to us. We're going to be taking calls soon. So let us know what you guys think about all of the crazy calls that we always get. All right. And also make sure you guys start calling right now, because I'm sure we do have open lines. You already know the number. So please start calling right now, 1-800-529-5465. Now, Ness-Quick, what are we going to do on YouTube?
On YouTube, Squad, we should be subscribed to the channel. Make sure that you turn on the notification bell so that you know when Brad's show is live and you know when to step in to get your immigration questions answered. Right below, you'll find an arrow that says share. Now is the time more than ever to share. Brad is about to answer immigration questions, and you never know when there's someone calling in or someone that needs the source and can call in to ask their immigration question. And by sharing this live right now on YouTube, you could let someone know that they can have their immigration question answered. You guys know how much value we provide on here, how much knowledge Brad gives us every day, and you never know who you could be helping just by simply sharing this show. So click that arrow right below that says share, copy the link, send it in a text message, in a WhatsApp group, in a Facebook group, send it to a group of people that you know need some answers to immigration questions. We're looking out in the comments for your comments, and I'm taking a closer look at these thumbs up, and we're still not where we need to be, Squad. So let's get those thumbs up rolling right now. It is basically your way of saying thank you, Brad Squad, for providing us with all this information, because it will let YouTube know that there's great things happening here, that you guys truly do like what you see here. So let's get those thumbs up rolling, because that really, really does help us so much. You guys can also catch us on Instagram at Brad Show Live. If you can't catch a full show, we always put the best snippets of our show on Brad Show Live. There's usually contests and giveaways there. So make sure that you share with us there. Follow, like, and comment. You can always send your questions in through the direct messages there, and we will be sure to answer them in social media check-in. But for right now, let's get sharing, because we are going to get into getting answers to your immigration questions.
All right, let's go to Casey in Brooklyn. Casey, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you doing?
Good, good. What's going on?
The problem is that my mom filed for my sister.
Right.
And I would say 10 years ago, from 2010 to now. And basically, my mom just passed. I would say in April.
Yep. Where is your sister?
Thank you.
Where's your sister?
She's in Guyana.
And your sister is over 21, I assume?
Yes. Actually, she's married.
She's married.
And with 4 kids.
What is your status here?
My status, I'm a U.S. citizen.
All right. So this is what you're going to do.
Okay.
You were going to notify the National Visa Center. I assume that's where the case is, that your mom passed.
Yes.
We are then going to, step 1, got to tell them she passed. Can't lie about it. Step 2, we're going to ask for a humanitarian reinstatement with USCIS. Humanitarian reinstatement.
I didn't.
Okay, I'm going to explain to you what it is. Humanitarian reinstatement is a request to USCIS to allow you as the sister to step into the shoes of mom to complete your sister in Guyana's case with her family.
Yes.
Because of some humanitarian reason. Could be family reunification, could be economic reasons, could be a medical reason, could be emotional reasons, could be security reasons, safety reasons. Whatever that humanitarian, need is, we have to demonstrate it, and then USCIS will reapprove the visa petition. It takes about a year, but we have time because your sister's still about 3 years away on the waiting list. So it takes about a year. So we reinstate it. Then your case goes back to the National Visa Center again to complete in the F3 category, which is which is married son or daughter of a U.S. citizen. even though your
Right.
mom passed, you're going to complete it for your mother as the U.S. citizen sister. So you don't have to start again.
Oh, wow.
All right?
You made my day.
Great. Hold on one second. Hold on one second. Let's go to Milton in Claremont, Florida. Milton.
Yes, Brad.
How are
Good
you?
evening.
Good evening.
Yes, question. My wife came up right in the COVID time when they were getting ready to lock down the country in Jamaica. She had like a limited time to get out, and we didn't want to get trapped down there, not being here on the deadline they gave us. At the deadline they gave us. So she had some business to return and wrap up.
When you say the deadline, she got an immigrant visa, and so she entered as an immigrant, as a lawful resident. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Now she received the green card now, or the alien card, and she wanted to return to wrap up some unfinished business.
Right.
How long can she stay out before returning?
How long you been married?
Over 4 years.
She can stay out up to 180 days, but hopefully less.
180 days.
Correct.
Okay, that would be 6 months, I guess,
No,
right?
it's about 5.5. You don't want to stay out
5.5
before 6.
months.
Yeah.
So you're saying then, let me get it clear. Returning for the first time back, she can stay up to 5.5 months and do what she got to do, then come back.
Correct. Now, let me finish. She can't come back for a week, then go back for another 5.5 months, come back for a week, then go back for another 5.5 months, because then she's not living in America as a lawful resident. But if you want to do it for one time, sure, 180 days.
First time, first time problem.
No problem.
Okay, sir.
All
because the reason why I asked this question is because I was told yesterday that she can only stay out for 6 weeks.
No. Whoever told you that? No. You're a lawful resident, and you have to be living in the United States more than somewhere else. But you enter the United States, if you leave for the first time, they'll let you back in as long as you're back before 6 months. That's why I say 180 days. You know, don't leave it right to the last, minute and day. And so 180 days, it's about 5.5 months, come back. Then she has to start permanently living here. If she needs to go take a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks to Jamaica, that's no problem. But you can't keep going back 180 days and coming here for a week. That would be a problem.
All right, sir.
All right?
All right. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right, let's go to Zugo in Miami. Zugo.
Mr. Bernstein, thank you so much for taking my call. This is Hugo from Miami, Florida. Thank you.
My pleasure. What can I do to help you, Zugo?
Okay, I applied for adjustment of status I-485 on June 2018.
Right.
I did the first interview with my wife on November 2019. Then they called me back for a stocks interview on November 12, 2019. Right. Sorry. And I'm still waiting from almost 1 year for the green card that
and you still haven't heard anything?
Nothing yet.
Wait, are you Italian? You sound Italian.
I am Italian, yes. I'm so sorry. I just took 2 glasses of wine. I'm not hearing very well, but yes.
As soon as I hear an Italian accent, I start getting hungry. I start thinking of pizza and pastas and everything else. But,
I just finished to eat a pizza because I was teaching my wife how to make pizza, but she's from Cuba and she doesn't know how to make the pizza. So I drink 2 glasses of wine when I was getting too much too mad.
So everything's good between you and your wife. How'd you do on the interview?
We did very well the first interview. We did very well also at the second interview, and we are judged with the love and no green card yet.
All right. So then this is what I would suggest you do. I mean, you have 2 options in these situations. Okay. One option is to either file a mandamus or the threat of a mandamus. A mandamus is a lawsuit against the government. And then if you go into federal court, the federal judge will mandate that the government has to make a decision on your case. The reason is this. You are considered, when you're married to a U.S. citizen, you are considered an immediate relative. An immediate relative means you are immediately eligible for a green card. And what I have listened to is somebody who did not get their green card immediately, that didn't even get a decision immediately. It's 2 years they haven't made a decision yet. And the government so that's not immediate in anybody's book. That's not immediate. Now the government's going to argue, well, our security checks haven't cleared yet, so because our security checks aren't cleared, we can't give you a green card. And our argument back every time, and it's a winning argument, is you can give him a green card. He's immediately eligible. You can't deny his rights to a green card because you're slow in doing security checks. If you ever check out something that he's not entitled to his green card, you can take his green card away. You can put him in deportation. You can revoke his green card. There's lots of things you can do. So nobody says just because he gets a green card, it's a green card for life. You could always revoke it if they ever come up with some problem with it. But what they can't do is sit on your rights and do nothing.
I understand.
So what we do in situations where it's a winning case is we threaten a mandamus and then, if necessary, file a mandamus in federal court. Now, a federal judge cannot tell immigration, give Zugo a green card. All a federal judge can do is tell immigration, make a decision. Now, they can make a decision one way or the other, but if you're telling me you did well on your interviews, it sounds like you're in a beautiful marriage. You guys are cooking pizzas and drinking wine. That's beautiful. So there's no reason for them, in my mind, for them to deny you. And then people get scared. They say, oh, I don't want to sue the government. They're going to screw me over. They'll put me in deportation. They'll deny my case. It's actually the opposite.
I understand.
When you sue the government, they say, wow, this guy has a lawyer who is really fighting for his rights. When we have a federal judge who's overlooking this and seeing everything that we're doing, we better do everything by the book because we don't want to be brought back into federal court a second time. So it's actually the opposite.
Perfect.
So now, I said you have two choices. You could do that, or you can do anything else that anybody else suggests, which will not do anything for you. You can call your senator, call your congressman, write letters, stand on your head, go visit immigration, juggle balls in front of immigration. It doesn't matter. They're not going to do anything for you. The only thing that works is a mandamus or a threat of a mandamus. And if you want help, hold on one second. Let's go to Enoch in Seattle, Washington. Enoch.
Hello, Brad.
Hi, how are you?
Very well, sir. How are you doing today?
Good. What's going on?
Okay, I have a quick question here. Yes. I was just out of the country for the past, I'd say, 2 months and a half.
Right.
Can I file, in fact, I returned yesterday. Can I file for my citizenship now, or I have to wait 3 months that residency
No.
rule?
You can file now. The 90-day rule is you got to be living in the state where you're naturalizing 90 days before you naturalize. That's the rule, not 90 days before you file. So there's no way in the world if you file today that you're going to naturalize in 90 days. So it's fine. Go file.
Okay. All right. I just wanted to make sure about that because I wasn't certain.
All right. Good luck.
Thank you.
Let's go to Saeed in Lodi, California. Saeed. Saeed, what's up?
Hi.
Hello.
Yeah, I'm on board.
Are you underwater? Sounds like you're underwater.
You? Hello?
You're still underwater.
Yeah, it's still on hold. I can't get you what you're saying.
I don't hear what you're saying either, so we're even.
Hello?
I hear you now.
Yeah, you can hear me now?
I do. What is your question?
Hello?
What is your question other than hello?
Yes, sir. My question is simple. Like, I'm needy and I need your help, like in the sense, recently my brother has been died in Pakistan.
What happened to your brother? What happened to your brother in Pakistan?
Yeah, brain hemorrhage and so many, like paralyzed from last 5 years. And from last 10 years, I was financing them. Hello?
Stop saying hello and just talk. I hear you. Your brother was paralyzed in Pakistan. How did he become paralyzed in Pakistan?
Due to so many different reasons. Like before paralyzed, he had one heart attack.
Oh my
and
God. He has all sorts of medical
yeah.
problems. Okay. So
Yeah,
what
you
is,
can
what
say
is,
like that.
what is the question that you have?
My question is, sir, I am very much upset for my two small nieces. One is here, is 11 years, and one is 9.
Right.
Too many rape cases in Pakistan. And I am the only person who financed my brother's family from last 10 years.
So you're talking about wanting to adopt your brother's children, your nieces who are 11 and 9 in Pakistan. Obviously, your brother is very ill and is not able to care for them.
Yeah, he already died.
Oh, he died. Oh my God. So where is
with
the
a brain hemorrhage this month? This month, 6th of October.
Where is the mother of these children?
Mother is just like a stupid, foolish, lazy,
The mother's a
and
stupid,
sick
foolish
woman.
lady. Okay. So, all right.
She cannot work. She cannot handle people.
Okay.
She cannot handle sports if she has. Only I need to bring two girls.
Who is watching these children if the mother's a foolish, stupid lady who doesn't work?
I am living with my family from last 10 years, and we are living in the same house. And I finance them from last 10 years. I send money, and now my brother is
Who
not.
watches the children? Are they still with the mother, the foolish
She is
mother?
alone. Yeah, only the.
Okay.
Yeah, because
all right,
she.
so this is
yeah.
all right, so this is what needs to happen. Okay. You need to be.
Yes,
you
sir.
need to bring the children over as orphans.
Only two girls, sir, because we have so many
Listen to
rape
what I'm
cases
saying.
in Pakistan.
I hear you. Listen to what I'm telling you now. I'm going to give you the answer.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Okay,
You
sir.
have to bring the children over as orphans. If you don't bring the children over as orphans, they'll never get here because you got to be able to prove that you lived in the same home with them for 2 years, and you'll never do that because you've been here for the last 10 years. All right? So, an orphan means no mother, no father. Okay, now obviously you told me, unfortunately, the father died, but we have a stupid, foolish mother who's not a very good mother, can't work, can't support the children, nothing.
No, like
Okay,
she's not working. She has no money.
So what
She
has
has no money. She can.
just,
Yes, sir.
I hear you. Listen. So what has to happen is somebody has to go to court in Pakistan to strip this mother of her parental rights because she's a stupid, foolish woman who can't raise children. All right? And as a result of that, now there's no mother, now there's no father. Then you can do a pre-adoption. You live out in California. You go into a court in California. You say to a judge in California, I want to adopt these children, these orphans from Pakistan. There's no mother, no father. And the judge will send a social worker out to your home, and the judge will sign an order that says, I'm satisfied that when these two orphans come to America, I'll sign an adoption order. It's called a pre-adoption. Now you can file an orphan petition to bring the children over. They get their green cards, and then you bring them back into court in California to do the adoption. If you do an adoption in Pakistan, if you get consent from the mother to do an adoption in Pakistan, the kids will never come here. Because under that circumstance, the children are not orphans, they're adopted children. And to bring adopted children from Pakistan, you got to prove that you and these children lived in the same home for 2 years, and you don't have that proof because you've been in America. So the only way to do it is to strip the mother of her parental rights. We can assist you in doing all of that. So hold on one second. Let's go to Nike in New York. Nike.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, Brian.
How you doing?
Good. I'm calling because I have a pending asylum in case, and then I'm in removal proceeding.
Right.
And then I applied for the I-130. I got married to my husband, and I applied for the
How did you come to America?
I came to F1 visa.
Okay.
So I applied for the I-130 and then the I-485. So my I-130 has been pending for 2 years now. And then I have individual hearing coming up in January. So every time I call USCIS and ask them what's going on with the case,
all right, number one, most likely your individual hearing is going to be postponed because they've postponed everything at least through January. I'm sure they'll keep postponing it. Number two, you have to make a motion to the immigration judge to recalendar your case to a master calendar. Let them know you have a pending I-130 and say you want to switch your case over from an asylum case to a marriage case. Then we have to do what I had suggested to our friend Zogo in Miami. Threaten to sue the government. It's 2 years and they're sitting on your rights. And while they sit on your rights, you're going to get deported. So they can't do that. All right? So hold on 1 second, all right? You need help. Let's go to Delmas in Brooklyn. Delmas.
Yeah, how you doing, Brad? Can you hear
Good.
me?
How you doing? I do.
Okay. I have a quick question. 2014, I married this young lady in the Philippines, right? However, when I married her, my divorce to my ex in the U.S. wasn't finalized yet. So I didn't file a I-130 for her until 2018. And they denied it because they said I wasn't.
You're married to two different women at the same time. You're not married to this lady in the Philippines.
Okay, yes. In her country, we are legally married.
You are not legally married in her country. You can't be married to two women at the same time. You have a void marriage in her country. You have a void marriage everywhere in the world.
Okay, so what can my next step be to get?
Then she's your fiance. Bring her over as a fiance, and then you bring her here as a fiance and marry her here.
Okay, but in her country, right, on the date she has a marriage contract.
But it's not a legal marriage. Just because you have a marriage contract doesn't mean you legally married her. You can't just decide, I'm legally married in one country, I'm legally married in a second country, so I have two wives in two countries, it's all legal. It's not. You had a wife in America and a void marriage. Void means illegal marriage in the Philippines. So under law, it's as if it never happened.
Okay, so I can just file for the K-1.
Correct. Hold on.
Oh, all right.
I think he needs help. Beverly in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. Beverly.
Hi, Brad. My name is
you?
Beverly. Good. I have a question.
Yes.
My husband, a U.S. citizen, filed for my kids in Nigeria last year. There are 3. They were approved March this year, and the NVC sent me letter. So I already submitted everything. Last month they wrote him letter rather. They sent him mail that they are documentarily qualified, that they will work with embassy in Nigeria. No, my question is, with this ban, do we still have a hope that something positive will happen?
Eventually, yes. There are people getting through from Nigeria even with the ban. Is this the natural father of the children, or this is
no? He's their stepfather.
Yeah,
but
yeah. You have
my
hope,
children are still little. I still have 6.
But they're under the Child Status Protection Act, so they're all under 21. What I would suggest is this: there's an election tomorrow. If Biden's the president in January, there's no more proclamation against Nigeria or shortly thereafter.
That's it. But if not,
but if not, then you need to come to us and we'll fight to get him here. All right, we'll figure it out.
Okay.
All right, but let's see what happens tomorrow before we start fighting. All right.
Okay. So can I like call your office back?
Of course you can. Of course you can.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. Let's go to Onika in the Bronx. Onika. Onika in the Bronx. Onika. Wanika. Hold on. Let's go to Derek in Newark. Derek.
Hello, Brad.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. I have 2 questions. So in 2016, November 28th, I got married to my wife, and I applied for the adjustment of status in February 2017. I was scheduled for interview on December 19, the same 2017.
Right.
So went to our interview. After the interview, we didn't get no message from immigration. Then 2019 January, they sent me a message saying my medicals have expired. I need to go do a new medicals and bring additional proof that me and my wife will stay together.
Okay.
Which I did. So by August this 2020, I got another message from immigration that we've been scheduled for another interview.
Yeah, they could schedule you for Stokes. They don't believe it's a real marriage.
Yeah, so we went for the interview.
How'd it go?
After the interview, they sent me a mail, notice of denial, giving us reasons why they want to deny us. So I met with a lawyer.
You didn't do very well on the interview, obviously.
That's what they said. But with the letter they sent to us, when I gave it to the lawyer, he found out that most of the things they said we did wrong, we actually did not do wrong. So he responded to that message and everything. So
Did
2
you
days
get,
ago,
Did you get a notice of intent to deny, or you got a denial?
no, a notice of intent of
Okay,
denial.
fine. All right. So then
Yeah, so he responded.
to that. Okay. And
Yes,
then what
he
happened 2
responded
days
to
ago?
that. 2 days ago, I got another letter, a denial letter. And the only reason they have on that denial letter was that, according to the letter, it said the evidence of record shows that when you file for your application, you are present in the United States contrary to the law. So I don't understand what that means.
You married to a citizen?
Yes, I did.
It means they're violating your rights, and they made up a law that says that denied you for not a real law.
Can you say that again?
They violated your rights, and if that is the only reason that they have for denying you, the fact that you overstayed your visa and you're married to an American citizen, contrary to law, and we're out of status, is not a reason to deny you. So then they're violating your rights. They made up a law that doesn't exist.
Okay.
So what do you do about it, right?
Yeah, so I spoke with my lawyer. He said we're going to file for appeal. But my question right now is that after filing for the appeal, does that mean we have to go for another interview or what?
If you appeal, you're going to wait 3 years, 4 years. You're not going to appeal. That's dumb. All right? Bring in the decision to me. Let me see what it says, okay? Hold on. Let's go to Jillian in Hyattsville, Maryland. Jillian.
Hey, Brad.
Hi, how are you?
Good evening. I'm okay. A quick question here. I am a permanent resident here. I filed for my husband about 2 years now.
Right.
Everything was coming through. The last email I got from the NVC was stating that I'm supposed to wait for him to get medical and interview.
Great.
But immigration shut down. But my husband has H-1B2 visa, a visiting visa. So he comes and goes. So I'm wondering now, can he come here and stay and I do an adjustment, or that's not possible? What can I do?
If he comes and he comes to visit, he's not coming to adjust, because if you come to adjust, you're making a misrepresentation. So he comes to visit. Just listen. I can only tell it to you one way. He comes to visit. His purpose is visiting. He's coming temporarily. He wants to visit his wife, and then he's going back home. And then after he comes, after 90 days, he changes his mind, then you're allowed to adjust your status under those circumstances.
So won't that allow him to be out of status after a while, Brad?
If he comes on a visitor's visa, you generally get 6 months.
Yeah. So within that 6 months, you think he would get through with the adjustment of status?
No, but when you have a pending adjustment, you're legal. What I would like you to do is go back and listen to what I just told you, because I don't know if you fully got it or not.
You said, like how he normally comes and goes, he would be coming on a visa, on a visiting visa, to say visiting his family. He's going to be here for Christmas. All right? So if he comes as a visitor and within that time he decides to stay and not go back, after 90 days, we can put in the application.
He comes with the intent to visit. It is only his intent to visit. If it is intent to lie at the airport and say he's visiting when he has the intent to get a green card, he's made a misrepresentation. So you have to be very careful. Hold on. Okay, you have to be very careful. I'm coming to visit. I'm going home. After 90 days, I changed my mind. Let's go to Onika in the Bronx. Onika.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Good evening, Brad. I have a question. So my husband is a resident here. So we filed adjustment of status for me and my son, but my son is in Jamaica. So my question is, when we file the papers, because we do it by ourselves, we keep getting it returned. It's the second time I got back my papers.
Well, you got your papers back from where?
Huh?
Who returned your papers to you?
The USCIS.
All right, so then you're not filing them right. You're doing something wrong, obviously.
So my question is basically like, is my son qualified to be filed with these right now because he's a resident?
Because who's a resident?
My husband.
How old is your son?
12 years old.
The answer is yes. You're doing it wrong. So, Einstein said the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and thinking you're going to get a different result. So you're doing something wrong. The answer is yes, your husband's entitled to file for him. Why it's being returned, I don't know, but you're doing something wrong. So let's change it up a little bit. Have a consultation, bring it in to me, and we'll figure it out. Let's go to Abdul in New Britain, Connecticut. Abdul.
Hey, Brad, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. I'm a U.S. citizen, applied for my spouse, I-130, and every time I check my USCIS account, it says that my case is current as of today, and it gives me today and the exact time and minute. What does that mean? Does it have a meaning?
What does that have a meaning? Meaning you haven't had the I-130 approved yet? Is that what you're saying?
Well, yeah, it hasn't been approved. I'm waiting, but
That means probably that they're probably looking at it now.
oh, okay, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
And one more thing, when they ask for a sponsor, I will be the one who's sponsoring my wife. But the last 2 years, I have not been working enough to make the amount that.
So you need a second affidavit of support from somebody else.
What about if I'm making enough money this year? Is it a problem for my?
I would have to look at your tax returns.
So does that mean, do you have to get the 3 out of 3, or can it be like the main thing is?
It depends what your income is. It's totality of circumstances. There's no rule. There's no rule that says if you earned enough this year but not the other years, you're no good. It's a totality of circumstances. So maybe yes, maybe no. Depends what you
All right.
earned.
Thank you.
Okay. I mean, I can't tell you more than that. That the law is they look at everything. Okay. So if you want to be certain, be above the poverty level, 125% above the poverty level for 3 straight years. You want to be less certain, you want to give them a reason to deny you, then submit with 2 taxes under, 1 above, and hope for the best. It's totality of circumstances. In that circumstance, what I would say is get a second affidavit of support. That way you cover yourself. Let's go to Rafiq in Medfield, Massachusetts. Rafiq.
Hi, Brad. How are you?
How are you?
I have a question. I have I-130 approved, and now I have to file I-485. I file asylum on the border. I get fraud into United States.
Uh-huh.
Now, my question is where I have to file I-485. I have filed with the court. I have to file with.
You have a pending case with the court?
Yes, I have a removal hearing.
Okay, but you can
And
file.
it's
You can
2023.
file if you were paroled into the United States, and you filed for asylum at the border, and they paroled you in. You can file the adjustment directly with immigration.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Thank you very much.
Let's go to Hassan in Sarasota, Florida. Hassan.
Hey, sir. How are you?
Very good. What's going on?
Thank you. I was gonna ask you about. So I have a case, Wawa case, and then my case. Vermont Center received my case on June 3rd, and then 2 months later I got an interview. So it is a possible I was gonna ask you about. So I'm so confused right now.
I'm confused too, but why you got an interview in 2 months? But good for you.
So this form I-485. So basically, I-360 interview is coming with this form.
I don't know what you did, but if you got an interview in 2 months, it sounds very odd to me. But
I'm thinking about they sent me my old interview that I get married with my wife.
It's
it is connecting with.
It's possible they sent you an old one. I don't know what you're looking at. Maybe you had an adjustment pending from an old case, and this is the interview for the old case. It's not likely that it's from this current case, but you got to show up no matter what. If it's from the old case, bring proof that you have a pending adjustment with the new case, because you can't have both. All right?
So should I go to this interview?
Yeah. Well, this is your problem, Hassan. You can't have 2 adjustments pending.
Okay, I understand.
So you've
Thank
now
you.
screwed yourself over. So I'm
Thank you.
concerned. You done? Okay. You thank you. You
Thank
done?
Thank you. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you. I didn't even give him an answer. He just said thank you. I was in the middle of my first sentence. The answer is, though, if you're listening, Hassan, or for anybody who's interested, you can't have two adjustments pending. So my concern for you is they're going to deny both because you have two adjustments pending. So you need to go on your interview, bring proof that you have a VAWA pending, tell them you want to withdraw that second adjustment, you want to continue this first adjustment, and convert this current adjustment interview into a VAWA adjustment. And then they'll keep that case open while your VAWA gets approved. Had you not hung the phone up on me, you would have heard that advice. All right. In today's Braducation, I answer the question, why should I file for citizenship 4 years, 9 months, and 3 days after I get my green card? What the law says is that you can apply for your citizenship 90 days before the 5-year anniversary. 90 days is different than 3 months. Most people say apply 3 months before your 5-year anniversary. But since there's 31 days in many of the months, and we don't know which days are 31 and which days are 30, the safe bet is file 4 years, 9 months, and 3 days after you got your green card, and for sure, the math will make sure that you're filing within 90 days of your 5-year anniversary. By the way, if you didn't get your immigration questions answered, you could always follow me at Real Brad Bernstein on Instagram. If you follow me at Real Brad Bernstein on Instagram, you can like 1 or 2 pictures. You don't have to. It's always nice to. More importantly, what you can do is drop me a DM, and I will try to answer your questions as best as I can. You could also follow us at Brad Show Live on Instagram. If you follow us at Brad Show Live on Instagram, you'll get the best 1-2 minutes of our show. Can't handle, as I say all the time, can't handle 2 hours of Brad, but you can handle 2 minutes. Instagram's the place for you. Yo, Vanessa.
Yes, you guys can follow me at Yonathan Elias TV on all social media sites.
And you guys can find me at Vanessa.Contreras TV.
All right, and in today's Attorney Close-Up, Spar and Bernstein partner and personal injury attorney Moshe the Bulldozer Baruch discusses how you should conduct yourself on social media if you are suing for injuries you occurred in an accident. Let's watch.
I tell people this all the time. Sometimes you can be your own worst enemy. And when I say that, I mean if you're complaining of pain to your lower back, you don't go and put videos of you doing yoga on Facebook. That has happened to us several times, but we did have a client who was injured severely to her back. But the problem was she thought doing yoga would help alleviate the pain that she had. But because insurance companies are involved, what the insurance companies do is they go out and investigate what she's doing in her private life. And what they found in this case was that she was teaching yoga. She was a yoga instructor. And so when the insurance company sees that, they don't believe that you're injured anymore. Although for purposes of yoga, you want to make yourself feel better. That's one of the biggest mistakes people make when they're injured is they put their personal lives on Facebook, and you're showing the world that you're living a good, healthy life. And you don't want to do that because the insurance company, that's ammunition for them. And you don't want to give them that ammunition.
All right, let's do something we like to call social media check-in. All right, what do we got?
All right, our first one comes from Eric. It's a Brad Squad member, so this is the VIP page. I told y'all we're gonna take the first 5 before anybody that puts in their questions during the show. So here is the first one, a VIP Squad member. Eric, I had a pending VAWA case in which I got a letter from USCIS saying that I should give them evidence to prove that I got married to my wife in good faith. What kind of evidence are they asking for?
Proof that you live together and proof you have a financial relationship with her.
Okay, the next one also came from the VIP page, so make sure that you guys get on that VIP page via Facebook. This one's from Steve, and he asked, I submitted my I-130, I-485, I-765 together on April 8th, 2020. I got my receipt on May 30th, 2020, but I haven't heard from them again. What can I do now because I have to go to my country, Africa, due to a family emergency?
Well, if you have an emergency, you could always go down to immigration with proof of the emergency and request an emergency advance parole. But the only emergency they're really going to give you advance parole on, God forbid there's a death.
Okay, Nicole Hernandez, another VIP Brad Squad member, saying, "Hey Brad, my DS-260 was filed with multiple errors. What can be done to fix this?"
What was filed with multiple errors?
The DS-260.
You have to contact the National Visa Center.
Okay, Michaela, another VIP member. I received 2 dates of my interview, one for the 10th and the other for the 12th. Is this normal? Please help. I am worried.
No, go on the 10th and hopefully they have the interview right for the 10th. If not, they'll tell you to come back on the 12th.
Okay, Kamar Kiki on Facebook asks, "What do they mean when they say a case was approved? This reads on the letter provided, petition has been approved. You should contact the local USCIS office to obtain a form I-485
It means whatever benefit you applied for got approved. So, for example, if you're married to a citizen, they approved it. They said, yes, you're married to a citizen. If you are the son of a permanent resident, yes, they approved it. They agree you're the son of a permanent resident. Approved means you got approved. Doesn't mean you have a green card. It just means the benefit for which you're requesting is approved.
Okay, Tasha Sanchez on YouTube. I'm filing for my son in Jamaica. He's 8 years old. What are the forms I need? I am a citizen.
An I-130 visa petition.
Okay, Frank Mbeja on Facebook said, I would like to know if an asylum seeker who is in the process of removal can file a VAWA case due to being in an abusive relationship with his fiance and still get his green card.
You can file a VAWA with a fiance. You can file a VAWA if you're married, but not a fiance. You can file a U visa if your fiance was arrested for domestic violence.
Tanya Love on Facebook. If someone gets married and oh, sorry, I skipped the question. No, so on YouTube, what are the various reasons one would be denied a green card / adjustment of status via a marriage?
What are some of the reasons why you would be denied? They don't believe you're in a real marriage. You don't live with your spouse. You don't have a financial relationship with your spouse. You have a criminal record that bars you from getting a green card. You've lied to the government before. You have health issues. You have tuberculosis. You have, I don't know, all sorts of different health issues that would possibly deny you. Your spouse hasn't given you a proper affidavit of support. They believe you're going to become a public charge. I can go on and on and on again. There's thousands of reasons why. They think you're a terrorist.
Tanya Love on Facebook asks, if someone gets married in 2014, submits documents in 2016, gets no reply but a letter for his interview in 2019, then the letter that he has 44 days to leave because his wife is a green card holder and she got her green card here through another marriage. What can he do?
Refile now because your wife can't file for you within 5 years of getting a green card through the first marriage. But hopefully you're now past that 5-year period and hopefully she's a citizen, so refile.
Delma's Broswell on YouTube. Good evening, Brad. I filed an I-130 for my wife in the Philippines. The visa was denied because of my divorce to my ex-wife. Was not finalized before I married my wife in the Philippines. What can I do now?
We talked to him.
He called in.
Yeah.
Okay, can I travel even if I am waiting for my master hearing, which is in 2023? Sorry, Yo-Yo.
No, because you're self-deported.
Okay, T-Dave 305 on YouTube asks, can an asylee travel safely on a travel document?
On a refugee travel document, yes, assuming you already got approved.
Kay Butler on Facebook. I was granted a work authorization. I filed taxes for 4 years. Upon my interview, my sponsor didn't show up. They gave me another one, still didn't show up. Immigration sent me a letter stating that I am out of status and I quit my job. I have lived in America since 1996. What can I do?
Get a consultation with a lawyer. Sounds like you got denied and you're on your way to deportation. I don't have an answer for you off the top of my head, though.
Thembo Mabote on YouTube asks, past my first N400 interview and my oath ceremony was rescheduled. It's been 14 months without any response, and now USCIS is asking for another N400 second interview. Is this normal?
No, obviously there's some issue with your case.
Rockstar on YouTube. What are on the I-485 visa now? but next year our kids, we are on a 485 visa now, but next year our kids are turning 21. What are options for our kids? Should they continue on the 485 or change to an F1 visa?
No, you can't change to an F1 visa because they've already shown an intent to get a green card. So you can't now go to a student visa because that's a non-immigrant intent. Hopefully they're under the Child Status Protection Act. If not, you better get a good lawyer to expedite their cases.
Granite Z on YouTube asked, I entered the U.S. with a J1, not subject to 2 years. I filed for asylum after I overstayed my visa for 1.5 years. Then I filed for an AOS marriage base this year. Am I safe to travel with the AP, and should I withdraw the asylum?
Withdraw the asylum. You can travel with advance parole, but don't travel back to your home country because you said you were terrified to go back. Now all of a sudden you're going back, they're going to call you a liar and they're going to deny you for misrepresentation.
Michael S. on YouTube. My mom is in LPR in the U.S. She filed an I-130 for me as a child, unmarried, over 21. I'm outside of the United States. How long does it take for the I-130 to be approved by USCIS?
Years. Years and years and years.
Okay, Alex Scott on YouTube asking, I'm in an asylum pending removal process. I got married in the U.S. to a citizen this year. How long until they approve my I-130? And how can I file an I-485 in court in front of the judge?
You got to get the I-130 approved first before you file the I-485, and they're taking forever with this Trump administration. So we go back to my answers in the beginning of the show, mandamus or a threat of a mandamus.
HIE on YouTube. My F4 visa application is approved. PD not yet current. I had a second child and got divorced after filing the application. Should I notify NVC or wait until my PD becomes
No, you
current?
can notify NVC right now. PD is priority date.
Sandy on YouTube asks, when applying for my stepchildren that were listed on the original I-130, will USCIS recognize our first priority date, or will the children have their own priority date?
Children's are going to have their own priority date.
Mr. Y on YouTube. Hi, my priority date, EB3 India, January 4th, 2010, is currently on a final action date in October 2020 bulletin. Our medicals are valid and done with a green card interview in 2019. We haven't heard back from USCIS. What do I do?
From USCIS or the U.S. Embassy?
They wrote USCIS.
I know, but it's the U.S. Embassy. Contact the U.S. Embassy. They're the ones who have your application. And if you can't get through, then get a good lawyer to contact them.
AKA on YouTube asked, when I checked my USCIS account, hold on, I think we've talked to this person. They called. Tia Persuade asked on YouTube, do you have to pay a fee again if you are renewing your EAD and advanced parole if adjustment of status is married to a U.S. citizen and has a pending AOS?
No, you should not have to pay.
Meg on Instagram. I'm applying for a green card through the DV lottery. I have a pending asylum case with USCIS. Can I participate in the lottery? Would it affect my case?
It won't affect your case, but I'm just not sure whether or not you would ultimately get a green card where you would go. You'd have to go to a third country to process and come back. And hopefully you applied for your asylum within 180 days of you overstaying your time. Other than that, you would have a 3-year bar too. So go apply, and if you win, give me a call. We'll figure it out.
Okay, Hannah on Instagram asks, I'm a DV 2021 winner with the case number of AF16. When I entered the DV lottery, I wasn't married to my fiance. I got the lottery by chance in the middle of our engagement. We were planning to get married throughout the DV process, but for some information we got, we had to cancel our marriage, and I kept my DS-260 visa application single. My very big question is, now what is the very best thing to do for us both?
Go get married right now, and you can include him on the case.
Okay, number 2, how long does it take to bring my husband if I get in and get my green card?
Years. Go get married now, and you can include him on the case.
Buck on Facebook. If my child's father was born in America, he's a citizen, can he give our 2-month-old son citizenship without my consent?
Yes.
Okay, Joseph on Facebook asks, I just got my prima facie
and by the way, it's not consent because your son's an automatic U.S. citizen. However, to get a U.S. passport, he would need your consent unless he's going to have full guardianship. So the U.S. government's not going to give your son a U.S. passport to travel unless you also give consent.
Okay, Joseph on Facebook said, I just got my prima facie determination renewed in September 2020, and I was given a 6-month extension. It's been 16 months since I filed. How long should it take to get an approval on my pending ballot case?
Over 2 years.
Carly on Facebook, how can I change visa status from B1, B2 to J2 visa while in the US? And what are the chances of approval? My husband applied back home last January for J2, but was denied.
J1. Oh, he's here? Where is he? He's here now, I guess. And you're on the J1. And the husband is here in the United States right now on a tourist visa. So then you would file an I-539.
Taquita on Facebook said, hey, Brad, how do I get a green card? How do I stay in the USA?
Who wants to know
What
this?
do we know about it?
Who do we know? Laquita.
Taquita.
Magic 8 Ball. No idea who Taquita is. Don't know where she's from. Don't know her age. Don't know how she came to America.
Don't know anything about her
Don't
case.
even know if she's in America. I don't know if she has any family here, job prospects, education. Sponsor, nothing. How would she get a green card? Can she get a green card? And it says outlook uncertain. Even the Magic 8 Ball has no idea. All right, what else?
Sean S. on YouTube, how much time does USCIS take to answer RFE? It's been 4 months now and no answer yet.
Oh, 4 months is nothing. That's a very short time in USCIS world.
Polayemi A on Facebook asks, can you explain the reason USCIS has not moved forward the priority date for all FB categories for the past 3 months on the visa bulletin?
I could not explain it.
I don't
know why they have it here.
Indy on Facebook, I would like to know if an MTA ticket of 100 for a fare evasion, if it needs to be disclosed on the N400, how will this affect my brother's citizen application?
You do have to disclose it. It's not good moral character to evade fares. If it's a one-time offense, I'm sure they will say it's okay. All right, 2 more.
Zin on Facebook says, I come from the Philippines. My wife is a permanent resident since 2018. I-130, my priority date is July 22nd, 2019. It's been 15 months now. I received a letter from USCIS. It's initial evidence, but my wife changed her mind. She decided that she wants to change status from permanent resident to apply American citizenship, and it will take 3 to 4 years to wait. I'm just worried that what will happen to our case now and what should we do now? Can we reapply the same receipt number?
It's going to take 3 to 4 years for her to become a U.S. citizen? What is he talking about? All right, so you have a pending I-130 visa petition filed by a permanent resident spouse. The quicker your spouse becomes a citizen, the better. Once she's a citizen, you're going to send a photocopy of the naturalization certificate to the immigration office where that pending I-130 is and request that they upgrade the case from spouse of permanent resident to spouse of U.S. citizen. In theory, that should make your case go a lot faster.
Can they reapply with the same receipt number?
You're not reapplying. You're upgrading the case. It's still a pending case.
Okay.
This just in, Brad. PSA, Hassan did not mean to hang up on you. He wrote in the comments, I didn't mean to hang up on Brad. Hassan was just excited and says thank you.
Okay, no problem. But all right, here's my PSA back to Hassan. Hassan, after this is over, go back and rewind your question because I gave you the answer after you hung up.
And our last social media check-in question comes from Eartha Roberts on YouTube. What can I do about my canceled green card appointment? I was supposed to go in for my interview in April, but I still haven't heard anything from USCIS.
Well, because of coronavirus, it's most likely got canceled. That and hundreds of thousands of other people. So at the present time, just wait it out and let's see what happens over the next few months. And with that, today, by the way, do you know what today is, guys?
You talking about Day of the Dead?
It is the Day of the Dead. It is one of Mexico's most important holidays. It's celebrated from October 31st through today, November 2nd. Families celebrate the lives of deceased family and friends during this festival. The departed are honored with music, dance, and offerings arranged on altars. In honor of Dia de los Muertos, we spoke to interdisciplinary artist Scherezade Garcia, who was commissioned by Greenwood Cemetery in Brooklyn to build a large-scale community altar in Greenwood's historic chapel in honor of this holiday. Let's watch.
My name is Scherezade Garcia, and I am a visual artist and a professor. My work, in general, is embedded in history and what I call the politics of inclusion. So, because that interest of mine, that has allowed me to tackle topics like race, migration, and so on. To convey these ideas, I go from drawing, painting, installation, animation, and everything. So I am definitely very much about everything, but the concept is for me the most important thing. So right now we are at the Greenwood Cemetery in Brooklyn. It's a wonderful place. This week we are celebrating the Day of the Dead, which is a tradition that is basically from Mexico. But like anything that is a New Yorker or from America, it is a tradition that now belongs to all of us. Why is that? Because in cities like this, we live along so many different communities. So many of those communities, you become part of those traditions as well. So the traditions get transformed and enriched by the fact that you don't have to be Mexican, you don't have to be Latin American to be part of this. So what do we celebrate with the Day of the Dead? Well, we celebrate the life of those dear ones that pass away. In this case, right now, we are dedicating, I am dedicating the altar to the coronavirus victims of New York. So if you have a chance, come visit and then light a candle for anybody that you knew, any dear one that passed away victim to the pandemic. I was fortunate enough to be commissioned by Greenwood to create this altar for the Day of the Dead at this very, important moment. And what I did was to once again be inspired by the idea of transforming tradition. And I wanted to celebrate that papel picado, which is such a iconic Mexican way of doing paper. So what I did was to make the entire altar created by paper, by laying paper in different ways with different colors. So completely inspired by the tradition of all this very colorful and very cheerful, almost, way to celebrate the dead. And also, the centerpiece of the altar, when you go and visit, you're going to see that it's the Statue of Liberty, which is such an iconic symbol of our New York. And why is the Statue of Liberty cinnamon color? I am very much about inclusion. And when I am confronting a painting and I am in front of a palette, when I mix all the colors of the palette, that right there is the action of inclusion. And the outcome of that mixing is cinnamon color. So I want to make sure I tell the stories of everyone without excluding anybody. So that's why our Statue of Liberty is cinnamon, because she's actually embracing everybody. And she's also weeping because we are in a moment of a very difficult moment for our communities. But that doesn't mean that it's not a moment of hope, because the moment you are celebrating the people that pass away and the moment you see beauty, there is hope. I am originally from the Dominican Republic, from Santo Domingo, the capital of Dominican Republic. As a young girl, I was involved in the arts all my life. And I also had the opportunity of traveling around. But life is so interesting, isn't it? You cannot write it. And this is one thing that I felt like, you have to be always open. And then when I went to study art professionally, I had the opportunity of going to a school that is part of Parsons in my country, Dominican Republic. It's a sister school, and the name of the school is Artos de Chabón, and it's part of Parsons School of Design. So then, after 2 years there, I was very excited when I was awarded my scholarship, but I never thought, never, that I was going to love New York. And the moment I came to this city, I fell in love. So here I am, I stay after. I live basically between Dominican Republic, New York. I am based in New York. So my American experience is definitely a chill for one. The Day of the Dead is celebration of the life of people that pass away, your dear ones that pass away. So it's supposed to be something full of joy, because it's a celebration. That's why you can see that there are flowers, there are candles to inspire the spirits, and there are toys, there are offerings. So, and there is usually lots of family visiting, and they basically celebrating. I am from the Caribbean, so the tradition of celebration of the Day of the Dead is not something that is Caribbean. Yet, you know, my experience from New York and my experience of just loving traditions of different communities has really taught me, you know, how beautiful it is to kind of not appropriate, but more likely to be part of many communities by celebrating their traditions, by sharing, by merging. And then that is becoming mine as well. If you want to see more about my work and to find out more about me, you can go to my website, which is at Scherezade.net. And what is my American dream? Well, my American dream, because since I was here as a young student, then a very young wife of my husband, who is also an artist, I'm from New York, a photographer, William Vasquez, and I also a professional here, a professor here, and I love this city, I love this country. I will say that I would love for us to be more in touch with the history of our land. I think the moment you understand the history of our land, you know, you will be way more tolerant. People are afraid of knowing. And the moment you know things, you know, you kind of like, oh, we are all connected. Look at that. It's true.
All right, guys, we have the poll numbers from the squad. I think more than the last time I checked, 115 people were in favor. Not in favor, but believe Joe Biden is going to win. That was our poll on Facebook at a margin of 87% to 13%. Our squad believes, or maybe it's wishful thinking, but they believe.
Let's say believe.
What they believe, Joe Biden is going to be the president of the United States of America.
There we go.
All right, let's put 50 seconds on the clock. 9 questions. We will read the questions as fast as we humanly can. I'll answer it as fast as I humanly can. And when we put all 3 of these humans together, we will give you 9 solid answers in under 50 seconds, or we'll just blow up the studio. You ready?
Not today.
All right.
Okay, not today.
How can I find out my immigration status?
Do a FOIA, Freedom of Information Act request.
Is a confession of abuse via text evidence?
Yes.
Can I wait for my green card in India while my I-485 is pending?
Nope, you've denied your I-45 if you leave.
How many hours of work is required on an O2 visa?
O2 visa is the spouse of somebody. You don't have to work at all.
Can I work while waiting for my green card to arrive in the mail?
If you've been approved, yes.
Are common law spouses considered immediate family?
No.
Does receiving an I-797C mean that you're pending status?
It just means you have an application pending.
Can an LPR get married outside of the U.S.?
Yes.
Which one is faster, spouse visa or EB3?
Spouse.
Yes!
Okay, done.
Wow, we pulled it out. I want you to know something. My heart was racing. I said, we're going to blow up. But I'm going to try. But I'm going to fight to the end.
No, and you
we did it.
That's what we need.
And we did it.
That's what we
It's a good sign for tomorrow.
All right, let's do comments of the day. Comments of the day. What do we got?
Hey.
All right, our first comment of the day comes from Dawn Harriet. And Dawn Harriet says, Brad, You break down the facts to make it easy to understand.
Oh, thank you very much, Dawn. I try.
Yes, that's
Our
a
next
really good
comment of the day comes from Carlene. Carlene, this is the best YouTube channel ever. Very informative. I love it.
I love Carlene. Carlene, what a bright lady.
Yeah, I agree. All right, our third comment of the day comes from Elizabeth Francis, and she says, Uncle Brad is a jack of all trades, and he's surely mastered them all. There's never a dull moment on Uncle Brad's show.
Ah, thank you. I agreed to that, too. She's also a bright lady.
Our last comment of the day comes from Sasha Ford. I am so nervous. I am really banking that whoever has the opportunity to vote will do so. And please remember that every branch of government is equally important and we must vote.
That is right. And if you have not voted, you have every right to go vote tomorrow. So if you have not voted pre-voting day, go to the polls tomorrow, put on your mask, put on your face shield, wear your gloves, and vote. We'll see you all tomorrow.
Yes.
Thanks for watching. So, Sam, as part of the production, we have to say this disclaimer at the end of the show. Do you mind reading it for me?
Okay, but you know, Brad, I have to do everything around here. It's bad enough I've got to remember everything that happened on the episode from the previous day.
Forget it. I'll do it. The proceeding was information only and not specific legal advice. Consult an attorney about your individual situation. Prior successful results do not guarantee a similar outcome in the future. To make an appointment with the Spar and Bernstein law firm located at 225 Broadway in New York City, call 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-529-5465. Easy to remember, 1-800-LAW-LINK. That's 1-800-LAWLINK. Once again, make a call to 1-800-529-5465. And of course, link up with the law offices of Spar and Bernstein, located at 225 Broadway on the 5th floor. If I were you out there, make the call, make the link, make the connection, make it Spar and Bernstein. 1-800-LAWLINK. That's 1-800-529-5465. And now, conveniently located in Hartford, Connecticut on 1 Congress Street. Visit us in Connecticut or in New York at 225 Broadway. That's 1-800-529-5465. 1-800-LAW-LINK. 1-800-529-5465.
What are you doing?